Hey there, it's Anna. Welcome to the garden. Today I wanted to talk about ordering plants online. I just got some plants in, and I think it's always interesting to order them online. It's kind of an interesting process. There's some pros, there's some cons. A couple weeks ago, I actually filmed some of my thoughts on ordering plants online and gave a little update on how some of those plants are doing. And so I'm going to insert that footage in now, and then once you've kind of seen that and some of those thoughts, we'll unbox these plants and I'll show you how they're looking, how they came, and all of that. So let me put in the footage from a couple weeks ago, and then I'll check back in at the end. Welcome to the garden. Today I wanted to kind of talk about some of the plants that I have ordered online and kind of how that's going over the season. I just got in this plant. This tag is not right. This is for something that used to be in this pot. But this is a patio blueberry, and you can see it's a little tiny stick. It came as like a bare root. It looks a little bit rough, but there are a few little stems coming off, and some of the stems are green, so I think there's a shoot there. I think we're gonna be okay. Typically bare root things come a little earlier in the season. This definitely came a little bit late, but yeah, I think it was just a little bit delayed, and maybe their stock. I'm gonna keep an eye on it, and I think it's gonna be all right, as I said, because it has little growth points here. Ordering things online can be interesting. I've had good experiences and bad experiences. So I actually ordered the same plant in a different shipment from the same company, another patio choice blueberry. It came much earlier in the season. Oops, I'm spilling water out of this pot. And as you can see, it's growing really nicely. Now it came as that tiny little plant, so is it going to turn into a huge blueberry bush this year and produce blueberries? I'm not sure, but as you can see, it's fully fleshed out. It's doing really well, and it's just kind of interesting to compare the two, both the exact same order, the exact same kind of plant, and one just came earlier in the season and one came later. So that's part of the thing that I didn't realize when I started ordering plants online, is that they have their shipping dates that they say they're going to get them to you. Doesn't always mean they're going to come at that time, and then you're, you know, waiting for your plants potentially, and also like you may not get a full-on harvest of blueberries the first year because you're buying something that's this little tiny wisp of a plant. Now, a few other things that I ordered as like bare root plants. I ordered an adorable little fig tree. I'll show you that. It's doing great. It came as literally a stick. It's growing beautifully. And I also ordered a bare root corkscrew willow, and it is growing really well too. Here's the corkscrew willow. I actually got it in a pot, but it's grown really well. It's putting on a lot of growth, looking good. This came very early in the season, broke dormancy here, and is fine. Maybe has a few little spider mites I need to treat it for, but other than that, doing great. And again, this fig came and has totally leafed out. It came nice and early, right around the end of the frost date, and has been doing beautifully. Now, I did order a clematis vine. These are all from different companies. I ordered a clematis vine. That's the only plant that I've had that's died. It just looked rough when it arrived, and I probably should have contacted the company, and I just didn't. And so that one died, but everything else has done well. It's just the stage of where you get it. You're just, you know, potentially ordering a much smaller plant. If you're ordering a bare root plant, right, it's coming, it looks like a stick, you know, it'll just come looking like a little piece of wood. And, you know, it just takes time for them to grow, and you're just getting a smaller thing. Now, some things I don't feel like are behind at all. So I have a banana. I ordered this little hardy banana plant online. It came as like a little couple leaves. It's grown beautifully, and honestly, it's pretty much keeping up with the banana that I got from the garden center. So I have another banana I purchased from the garden center. It's barely bigger than that. It really isn't behind at all. And it looks great. I have to say, the corkscrew willow that I got, that I just showed you, that one's pretty big. And yeah, I think, you know, to buy a plant that big at the garden center would be pretty expensive. And I would say that that's the biggest benefit that I've noticed is the price. So you can get maybe a smaller plant, sure, but you can get plants for a much better price if you order them online, because they do just come as a bare root, and you're basically doing the job of the garden center of putting it in a pot, putting it with soil, and letting it grow up and turn into, you know, a full-size plant like you saw with the blueberry and all these guys. So you can get things for much better prices if you order online, and you can find varieties. So if there's something that you really want to get, you may have to order online if you want to find that variety. I may place an order here soon for a second Stillwater clematis to match my other clematis that I just got this season, because I can't find another one to match it. I can't find like a pair, and unless I want to wait till next season and try to, you know, maybe talk to my garden center, or try to just hunt it out and search it out before other people get it, ordering it online is going to be my only option to get that matching plant. But there is a real big downside with you getting smaller plants. They are maybe coming as bare roots. They might be a little bit behind. You know, if I had went and gotten blueberries from even like a Lowe's, right, they'd be like fully on, probably a couple years going, and maybe even producing blueberries this year. So that's just the thought process. I can't say where I'm at, whether or not I'll do more orders of plants online. I probably will try to reserve it for the most part for things that are just like varieties that I really want, or something that's like expensive that I really want to try. You know, if I ever get a bigger property and I'm ordering like a lot of perennials maybe, but I'm an instant impact kind of person. I really like that instant gratification of like going to the garden center, getting the big plant, putting it in the pot, and having that beautiful show right away. And that's not really something you get online. Although like with the banana, it hardly mattered, and that has been a wash either way. So I wish I had a less wish-washy kind of opinion to tell you. I wish I could like absolutely, I think it's a case-by-case basis. I think that's just what it comes down to. You have to factor in all the different things: the price, the size, what you're getting, when you want it, if you want it immediately for a container tomorrow, if you're willing to wait and not worry about shipping dates. Like, you have to factor all of that in. And yeah, definitely let me know if you have any questions, or if you have any companies that you love ordering from online from. Leave them down in the comments so that we can all kind of share any advice that you have. Okay, so a little update on that blueberry bush. It did not make it. It didn't survive. And part of the reason, I think, is because it is so much later in the season. It's just that much hotter. There's that much more pressure this time of year when you're transplanting things, and that came as just that little bare root. So it had a hard time. That definitely, you know, is pushing me more towards thinking like, you know, really, if it's a variety that I can't get somewhere else, maybe I would consider it. But it also depends a little bit on, you know, the company that you're ordering from. I've had amazing luck from Stark Brothers. That's where I got, which one did I order from Stark Brothers? I ordered my lemon tree. Yeah, my lemon tree came from Stark Brothers, and it's amazing. It came very quickly, according to what they said it would ship. It shipped then. It's doing beautiful. It looks amazing. Let me get the lemon tree. Here is this stunning little, this is a pink variegated lemon tree. It is beautiful. There's I think this is some catnip growing next to it. But it's just a gorgeous plant. It'll come over winter inside with me this year, over the winter. But yeah, just beautiful plant. And this was like so much more affordable than buying a citrus like this at the garden center. I mean, it is probably younger than maybe some of them you get at the garden center, but this was like $25, which around here, citrus is like $80 for a plant. So I'm super happy with that. Great luck with them. Pinetree Garden Seeds, a company that I love for all kinds of reasons, seeds, and they have just great people there. And they sent me my little hardy fig, which is doing amazing, looks beautiful. Again, came right within the time period of when they said it was going to come, and all of that. Now, the seeds that I'm opening today were very delayed again, just like that second blueberry bush. And although I've had some success from ordering from that company, these are super late. This is a honeysuckle and a passion flower vine, which I just wanted to have at the beginning of the season, to be perfectly honest. But let's look at how they come and we'll evaluate what we think. So this is how the plant arrives, which similar packaging to when I got my banana. It's like in a little thing. And here's the issue. I hope this plant's gonna be okay. This arrived yesterday evening. It looks a little, well, I'm gonna have to really baby it. It looks like maybe it just got blanched from being in this container. Let's hope that's what was going on with it. This is the passion flower vine, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, you know, this was cheaper. I think I paid, do I have it in here? What did I pay for this? Maybe I paid $9. So, you know, passion flower vines are expensive from the garden center, but if you wanted to have your passion flower vine, like this was supposed to be a centerpiece for like one of my containers this year, and it didn't come. So now this looks better already. This is the honeysuckle. So this is, okay, let me see. This is a fragrant cloud honeysuckle. I'm really excited to grow this on my fence. I think it'll be really pretty, kind of growing up the fence, and it's supposed to bloom like throughout the season. It looks a little better. Like maybe, you know, a little worse for wear. And these are very secure, I have to say. Like the plants are very well protected. They're very secure. You know, I think part of it is that it's just hard to ship plants. And they've got it secured to the cardboard, which is good. There we go. Okay, and they have all of the like information on here. Fragrant cloud, height 6, this will be a 6 to 10 foot plant, and full sun to partial shade. You know, I think this one has a good shot because it has so many leaves on it, and I'll get it put in its nice little location and it'll probably be okay. But you just don't know what you're getting necessarily when you order plants online. And of course you could, you know, if you do have an issue, you can of course contact the company as well. And I may end up doing that for the blueberry bush because I didn't make it, but it's just something to think about. So I just kind of wanted to share, you know, what they look like coming out of the package, what you can kind of expect. This was very good packaging. I will have to give them credit because they came wrapped in these cardboard pieces and the soil is very secure. Some plants that come as bare roots are just literally like a stick, which isn't necessarily a problem. I think that the corkscrew willow, you can see it right back there, right there. It came as literally a stick with like, I think it had a plastic bag around the roots, but like, or I think it was just bare roots. I don't even think they had any soil with it, you know, just true bare root. And it's done fine. It's done great. It's been okay. But it's just something to know. And definitely the timing of the shipping is an issue. I would say if I could do it again, I would have contacted this company and said, hey, listen, like I wanted these plants in the spring. Your website said they were going to ship in March or April. They did not. And like, can I cancel my order and just get a refund or something like that? Because I do think that ordering plants at this time of year, we are in the very like end of July. It's just a hard time. It's one thing to even plant a perennial that you get at the garden center that's been in your conditions and doing beautifully and like living life happily. It's one thing to do that, and then it's a whole nother thing to try to plant something that's come from a little box. But I'll keep you posted in garden tours how these guys do, and I'm not even sure where my passion flower vine is going to go because I mean I think I've basically filled up all of my containers, but we'll find a spot for it. Anyways, those are just some of my thoughts. If you really have a variety, kind of like as I said earlier, if there's really a variety that you cannot find at your garden center, you cannot order from your garden center, and you really want it, then, you know, look for a company and just kind of stay on top of how that shipping's going and when you're getting it. And of course, as soon as it arrives, you know, unbox it and get it out there. And then also the other thing is certain companies are super reputable and do have really better prices. Like I will say that with the lemon tree from Stark Brothers, that was a great purchase and so much more affordable, and I've been so thrilled with it. I'm not affiliated with them or sponsored by them or anything. I just want to share that with you because my experience was so good. But it is the only plant I've ordered from them. Anyways, that is kind of my thoughts on ordering plants online. Let me know if you have any websites that you've really utilized before and really loved. Share them in the comments so that we can all kind of see and get recommendations from each other. And again, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.